We've got a Fox News alert for you. The Central American migrant caravan was supposed to have broken up by Mexican authorities. That was the news, but of course it's not true. About 300 members of that caravan van have arrived in Tijuana, right on the border of San Diego, our busiest border crossing in this country. According to reports, they plan to seek asylum in the U.S. tomorrow, though the Trump administration has vowed to swiftly deport those claims, and they will be rejected and kicked out. We'll see if that happens. Of course, it won't happen. We can tell that to you pretty conclusively, but we'll follow it, and we'll tell you what does happen. Meanwhile, MS-13 has been terrorizing ordinary people, mostly immigrants, by the way, in this country for years. It's the deadliest gang in America, and it seems to be turning its sights against American law enforcement. That's not our take. That's what they're saying. In recent weeks, Long Island police have arrested several gang members, and according to an informant, leaders are telling their foot soldiers, quote, "It is time to take the streets back and shoot a cop like we do in El Salvador." They shoot a lot of cops in El Salvador. They run the country. Patrick Ryder is commissioner of the Nassau County Police Department, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Ryder, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, sir, for having us.
So our understanding of MS-13 is up until now, they've committed a lot of crimes, a number of high-profile killings, but mostly they haven't targeted law enforcement. You think that's changing?
Well, we got our threat last Wednesday. They decided that they were going to put out notice to their foot soldiers that you were going to take a cop's life, just like they do in El Salvador.
So why the change?
They don't like the fact that we've increased our enforcement. We're going after the MS-13 and all our gangs out here in Long Island. So from the increased enforcement, they decided they were going to act back. Well, in return, we're going to act back.
Where are these people coming from?
Most of them are crossing from the borders of both Mexico and Texas. They find their way up into the New York area where there is work for most migrant workers.
Yes.
But again, those who don't join the gangs, they get threatened by the gangs to join them. And they go after the young kids and try to flip them.
So you've seen, and you may have missed this since you're busy enforcing the law, but here in Washington, MS-13 has had, in effect, some high-profile defenders who have said it's wrong, it's immoral, it's probably bigoted, actually, to target MS-13 because they're immigrants. How would you respond to that?
I spend a lot of time in the Hispanic community, and these leaders in the community, they don't want them there. They don't want no part of them in their community. And unfortunately, they're given safe haven with their own, and they're protected because they threaten others, and then they're taking the threat to us. We're going to take it back to them.
Well, you're looking at pictures there on the screen. We went to El Salvador last summer, and that's a holding facility with MS-13 members. MS-13 has a huge role in effect, running El Salvador. It's a pretty varsity operation. They kill cops regularly there and put many others on the take. Are you worried about the gang metastasizing and turning really violent? I mean, do you think your informant could be predicting the future?
Our informants are, both of those threats that we receive are credible. We went out and we gave the enforcement. We are concerned, obviously, for the officers' safety. All of our officers, both here, Nassau County, the state of New York, and the country. Whatever color uniform you wear, we have to defend that. We are the first line of defense in this country from these gang members that want to take, again, up these locations and start enforcing their violence. So we have to bring back a message to them that will not be accepted.
Well, if you maintain that level of self-confidence, you'll win. And I hope that politicians don't force you to dial it back, because I think you're right. Commissioner, thank you.
Thank you, sir.